7th, and I want to go over 5 charts that will inform my trading this week. And I went ahead on Friday and I bought IAU, but I want to just show you perspective from GLD. And my view is that we had, I call this the second oversold, and so I kind of front run this. Maybe Tuesday's probably the ideal day to get in this trade, but I think we're close enough, and I'm looking for a bounce at least to the 50, maybe even to 61.8 before we get our next decision point on GLD. Do we go higher, or do we fail? I know a lot of people are thinking that, hey, we bounce and fail, but I have no idea, and now we got these recounts in some of these states. Should cause some very interesting perspectives here, and turmoil if any of that stuff starts to put the election in doubt. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. It's still, the burden of proof's on the bulls to take control of this again, and I think deflation has taken hold. So I think the idiots at the Fed will quickly realize that raising rates into an environment where there is just no market power or pricing is going to be a fool's game. My next chart is UNG, or natural gas. We bought this and we caught a lot of this move, and right now we're overbought, but that doesn't always mean that it's overbought. It's going to roll down. Price has been neutral here for a couple months in terms of linear regression, but we're going into the bullish season. And as I look at all the climate models looking out for the next 30 and 60 days, it's going to be cold and getting colder. And just for a sample of one, we live in Southern California along the ocean, and we had to turn our heat on last night. I went to the gym to work out this morning, and it's in what they call a cold sink area. Kind of like a little valley that heads out to the ocean, and where cool air can pool, and it was below freezing. And this is Southern California, so that typically we've been pretty warm lately, and so basically the entire country now is going to get basically inundated with cold weather, snow through December, and then January they're calling for bitter cold coming down into the into the central part of the United States. And this is something I've been saying for months. This is typical La Nina, and it's enhanced now with NAO, which is the Atlantic Ocean getting cold. We have a Pacific La Nina now. It's getting more intense, and then we have this massive cold blob now from basically Japan all the way across to Alaska, and I think it's really going to cause some really, really cold weather. So we're on board with this. I would love to get a little bit of a pullback to load up, and I'll buy on every one of these fib lines. But if it breaks 810, I'm buying, and again, I'm going to hold, because I think natural gas can go from $3 to $4 with no problem at all, and that would be a pretty nice move. So natural gas is definitely one of my long themes, and it has been for a while going into 2017. We have I've been short real estate, and I've been doing diagonal puts on it, and I've been using as my pivot was the December 74 put, and this week I actually went and did closed my 72 put that was short, and I rolled it up to a 74 put that was short, and it just expired. And so going into next week, I'm going to probably put on another 74 put for next Friday, and see if this thing runs itself up, because we're getting a bit of a relief rally with interest rates retracing a bit. But my theme for 2017 is I'm going to be shorting these rips anytime I get, because I think it's not going to matter what interest rates are going to do at some point. It's that they're just not going to have enough of the economic muscle to continue to support the asset prices, and I think these REITs are going to continue to suffer. So it's a theme for me going into 2017 is I'm looking for opportunities to short real estate. We have JJG. Again, this is my theme for the whole La Nina cold ocean solar minimum. Is that I went ahead, I bought it here, and we got this nice pop and thought I was in heaven, and then the La Nina did not materialize, and it just basically gave, with the bumper crop coming in, just gave everybody excuse to sell this thing off. But it's just been grinding up ever since. And this area right here is when the La Nina actually, almost to the day, they announced La Nina has reformed. And so I'm looking for the grains just to grind. And there's another guy that I kind of commiserate with, David Devine at Adapt 2030. You should check out his videos. He puts out, he just focuses strictly on a lot of the climate and the news that's going on out there. And South Africa is getting their rains, but it's deluging and they can't get the crop in the ground. And that's what happens with these solar minimums, is that, you may get benign temperatures or you may get rain, not drought, but it comes in such intensity that you can't get the crops in the ground, you can't get the crops out of the ground. That happened in Western Australia. It happened in Western Canada. South Africa, even though they're getting the rains that they've been waiting for years, they can't get the crop in the ground. And we're going to have a difficult time in Europe again. Will be the third year in a row, and then the U.S. is going to struggle this year. So I just see this just grind. We'll break those new highs at 35, 36, not a problem. And we're likely to double before this thing's over. And then SPY, I'm looking at, you see that blue line right here, I'm looking for a retrace back to here. It's just too much too fast. They're going to retest this breakout before it does anything else. Now, if breakout could be breaking up higher, or it could break down to lower. I'm not really sure which. There's some really smart people on both sides of that conversation. But I just personally have a difficult time seeing where the credit creation is going to come from to drive the speculation into the stock market, when they're trying to raise interest rates and they're trying to raise the price of oil and the price of natural gas is going up, the price of healthcare is going up. I just don't see where they think they're going to get the productivity and the velocity and the credit creation to drive the market higher. I could be wrong, and maybe we're the one eye guy in the world of the blind, and everybody's money comes to the U.S. That's the only scenario I could see for the U.S. blowing off. But then the rest of the world is totally screwed. And I think, do I have one more? Let's see here. And I think that might be it. So, anyways, Bob from Trade Genius. I just want to show you these charts, and that's kind of where I'm looking at to make trades on Monday. Just so you know, I sold credit spreads on SPY already, and I think everything I posted so far I've taken action on, but you're not too late to follow these trades onto Monday. And then I'm just keeping an eye on biotech right now. The chart actually looks bullish, but I think it's a head fake, because we have a lower high. So I'm actually, looking to remain short on biotech, but I don't have a chart to show you. Anyway, guys, have a good one. I'll post some more things as I see it this weekend. Thanks, bye.